You are suffocating under society's heavy pressure to succeed early. You feel completely disoriented, as if everything is slipping out of your control. But do not panic. Getting lost is sometimes not a sign of failure, but a necessary process of psychological reset. Today, let's talk to understand exactly what is happening inside you and how you can step by step find your own way again. Every single day, you wake up and look at the people around you. You silently measure the painful gap between where your life is right now and where society expects you to be. You watch your peers buy houses, get married, and build seemingly perfect careers. The modern world demands constant proof of your forward progress. It asks you to define your long-term goals, to optimize your daily routine, to show that you are always moving toward a tangible target. We live in a society that is absolutely terrified of uncertainty. We hold on to our rigid life plans like a life vest in a raging storm. We truly believe that if we just work harder, we can force our lives into a neat and predictable box. But your mind is tired. Your nervous system is completely exhausted from maintaining this heavy illusion of control. You sit alone in your room late at night and stare at the glowing screen of your phone. You feel a heavy, quiet panic settling deep into your chest. You call this feeling a crisis. You think you have permanently broken the rules of growing up, and now you are just going to be left behind while everyone else moves forward. But you are entirely misunderstanding the source of your pain. The pain is not the tragedy of losing your way. The pain is the severe friction of you trying to hold on to a rigid timeline that no longer serves you. There is an ancient philosophical riddle about the nature of searching and discovery, which is, how can you ever look for something completely new if you only know what you already have? Compared to our modern era, this remains a fundamental problem of human existence. If you only follow the instructions you were given as a child, you will only recreate the exact lives of your parents. You cannot discover a different way of living if you are terrified of leaving the familiar neighborhood. Think about how you travel through your ordinary, repetitive days. You use navigation apps to avoid even a single moment of being physically lost. You research every restaurant menu before you arrive. You plan every important conversation. You rehearse every argument in your head. You have aggressively eradicated the unplanned moments from your daily existence. But those empty spaces are actually the only times your mind can finally figure out what you genuinely want. If you never allow yourself to sit in pure stillness, you are just living like a machine, blindly reacting to whatever urgent problem pops up next on your calendar. You are trapping yourself in a very small cage just because it feels predictable and safe. You are choosing a predictable misery simply because the alternative, the vast, uncharted freedom of the unknown, feels too overwhelming. To discover a better way to live, you must accept that you cannot control every single outcome. You must be willing to walk away from the familiar road. Society has handed you a very specific, merciless schedule for your happiness. It tells you exactly when you should graduate university, when you should find a life partner, when you should buy real estate, and when you should have your entire identity figured out. You have internalized this ticking clock so deeply that it dictates your entire self-worth. Every time you open social media, you see curated images, of people who seem to be executing the plan flawlessly. They are smiling at the summit of their personal achievements. You look at them, and then you look at your own messy, chaotic reality. The shame washes over you in thick, heavy waves. You feel like a secondary character in your own life story, watching everyone else succeed while you are stuck waiting for your turn. But this societal timeline is a complete fiction. It is a collective hallucination designed to keep the economic machine running smoothly. Human psychological growth is never a straight upward line. It is a messy, winding, circular journey through periods of deep confusion and profound unlearning. The people who look like they have their entire lives figured out are often just as terrified as you are right now. They are just a little bit better at hiding their confusion behind a confident smile. Once you realize that this perfect timeline is entirely made up, the heavy anxiety in your chest will finally begin to fade. You are not late to the party. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, standing bravely in that uncomfortable, messy space between the person you used to be and the person you are slowly becoming. The English language has tricked you into fearing this exact state of being. We use the word lost to describe terrible, preventable disasters. We use it for missing car keys, for crying children separated from their parents, for ruined careers and broken marriages. But centuries ago, the root of this word meant something entirely different. It came from an ancient word meaning the disbanding of a military unit. It meant dropping your heavy weapons onto the mud. It meant the brutal war was finally over, and the exhausted soldiers could finally return home. To be psychologically lost is not a cosmic punishment for your bad choices. It is a beautiful, necessary truce. It is your mind finally laying down the heavy armor of societal expectations. You have been fighting a massive, exhausting war just to maintain a perfect, acceptable image. You have been defending a psychological territory that does not even bring you joy. Getting lost is the exact moment you stop defending that useless territory. It is the deep, trembling exhale when you realize you no longer have to pretend you have all the answers. You are free to simply exist without a master plan. You are free to look around your life without a final destination demanding your immediate attention. When you look out over a vast, sweeping natural landscape, the farthest mountains always appear blue to the human eye. It is just a scientific trick of the light, a scattering of tiny atmospheric particles. But that specific shade of blue is the actual physical color of distance. It is the color of the unreachable horizon and the fundamentally unknown future. We spend our entire modern lives running forward, desperately trying to cross that distance. We think that if we reach those distant mountains, we will finally be happy and at permanent peace. We think the blue will magically turn into green grass, and we will build a safe, permanent house there. But when you finally arrive at your goal, the blue simply moves to the next mountain range. The longing inside your chest never actually goes away. And that is the quiet, difficult secret you must accept to find lasting peace. The melancholy you feel is not a mental disease that needs to be medicated or fixed. It is the fundamental, inescapable beauty of being a conscious human being. It is the quiet recognition that there will always be a horizon you cannot touch and a desire you cannot satisfy. Instead of trying to aggressively conquer the distance, you must learn to live gently inside the longing itself. You must learn to sit quietly with the blue. It softens the hard, jagged edges of your hyperproductive daily reality. It provides your mind with the vast open space it desperately needs to breathe in this crowded modern world. You carry the painful memories of your past mistakes like a heavy, invisible backpack. You look backward at the romantic relationships that fell apart, the secure jobs you walked away from because you felt empty inside, the naive versions of yourself that did not survive the harsh realities of adulthood. You see these past events only as ruined, ugly buildings in the city of your mind. You try to cover them up or sweep the dust away so no one can see your mistakes. You feel deep, burning shame regarding your own psychological debris. But a ruin is not just a dead, useless, embarrassing structure. A ruin is a beautiful place where the heavy ceiling has finally collapsed, so the open sky can get in. It is a place where the rigid, controlling walls have broken down, allowing wild, unpredictable new life to grow freely. The parts of your life that have violently shattered are the exact places where new perspectives will take root. Do not fear your own emotional wreckage. Walk through it slowly and with immense kindness for yourself. Touch the broken, weathered stones of your past decisions. They are the solid foundation of whatever resilient thing you will build next. If your life had remained a pristine, unbroken fortress, nothing new could ever enter your worldview. The cracks in your carefully planned life are exactly how the light gets in, and those same cracks are exactly how you finally escape. There is a profound, undeniable difference between losing something and getting lost. Losing is entirely about absence, deprivation, and grief. It is the sharp, biting pain of having something precious ripped away from your bleeding hands. It leaves a hollow, echoing space in the absolute center of your chest. But getting lost is entirely about forced presence. It is about arriving in a physical or mental space so completely unfamiliar that you are forcefully woken up from your daily trance. When you know the exact way home, you walk on pure autopilot. You do not see the ancient trees. You do not feel the cold wind on your face. You do not notice the people passing by. Your mind is already asleep in your warm bed, while your body is still walking. But when you are lost, every single sense is intensely activated. You hear the sharp snapping of dry twigs under your feet. You feel the damp air against your skin. You are pulled directly into the current moment with absolutely zero escape. This is exactly why you must actively allow periods of unknowing into your life. The unknown is the absolute only place where you are entirely, vibrantly alive. You must let the familiar, boring world fade away into the fog. You must stand completely still in the middle of your confusion and stop asking which way is north. So how do you actually practice this in the middle of a chaotic life? You start by changing how you react to the collapse of your plans. When a relationship ends, when a career stalls, or when you wake up feeling utterly left behind, your survival instinct screams at you to fix it. You immediately try to download a new map, set new aggressive goals, and rush into the next phase just to avoid the terrifying silence of not knowing. Stop doing that. The next time your life goes off script, do not call it an emergency. Treat it as an excavation. Give yourself radical permission to sit quietly in the ruins. Let the heavy, uncomfortable confusion exist in the room with you. without trying to solve it by tomorrow morning. If you cannot see the big picture, stop staring into the dark trying to force a shape. Just look down at your feet. You do not need a 5-year master plan to survive. You only need enough courage to take the next honest step. You will not stay in this confusing state forever. The fog always eventually clears. But when you finally find a clear direction again, you will not be the exact same person who wandered into the dark. The old you was small, rigidly controlling, and terrified of making mistakes. The new you has faced the terrifying vastness of the unknown and discovered that you can actually survive it. You will no longer be held hostage by society's exhausting timeline. You will deeply understand that the most beautiful, transformative parts of your life were never written on any map. They were hidden silently in the empty spaces you were trying to avoid. They were waiting patiently for you to stop running. The next time you feel the solid ground disappear beneath your feet, do not violently struggle against the fall. Close your eyes. Trust the unknown. You were not failing at life. You were just finally learning how to break free